Good Morning Night Vale is brought to you by The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine, a new independently produced and crowdfunded 10-episode original audio drama. Set in a deceptively familiar world of electronic surveillance and machine-mediated communication, The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine follows Lydia Ryan and her friends, lovelorn Ethan and wannabe internet sensation Dee, as they struggle to unravel the mystery of her mother's disappearance. Escape the sinister Fontaine family, and survive the feud over her grandfather's supernatural legacy. It weaves bitter family drama and high-stakes intrigue with fantasy and cyberpunk elements to create a surreal mystery about secrets and grudges, old books, big data, and the promise of infinite knowledge. And do not forget the talking birds. It's a full-cast production with original music and a bespoke soundscape presented through a series of found-footage-style surveillance recordings. And it's important to note, this show was made entirely without generative AI. Even the computers are voiced by human actors. Episodes are free, and you can start listening right now with the Season 1 finale due to come out on August 16th. For more information, go to lydiadisappears.com. and find The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine wherever you get your podcasts and start listening from the beginning.
Insurance isn't one size fits all, and shopping for it shouldn't feel like squeezing into something that just doesn't fit. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they show you options that fit your budget. Enough hunting for discounts, trying to calculate rates, and tinkering with coverages. Maybe you're picking out your very first policy, or maybe you're just looking for something that works better for you and your family. Either way, they make it simple to see your options. No guesswork, no surprises. Ready to see how easy and fun shopping for car insurance can be? Visit Progressive.com and give the Name Your Price tool a try. Take the stress out of shopping and find coverage that fits your life, on your terms. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
We all lie dreamily upon damp earth,
spotting clouds shaped like animals we have yet to invent.
Good morning, Night Vale. Hello, everybody. I'm Hal.
And I'm Symphony. I wonder if you would love me if I was a worm.
I'm Meg, and I would, Symphony. I would. And we three have gathered across the internet, across the world, to discuss the podcast Welcome to Night Vale, specifically the episode Worms. And we are here to discuss it because we think it's important that throughout the history of time, there be the episode Worms, written by Joseph Fink and Jeffrey Craner, starring Cecil Baldwin, and the commentary episode by us. We think it's very important, so we're here to do it. I think it's important also, given the radical pace that the world seems to be at, that we tell you when in time we are recording this. Today is June the 24th, 2020. It is a Wednesday, and this is when in time we are recording it. You will hear it 2 weeks from now. And who knows what could have happened in those 2 weeks. We hope that during those 2 weeks, our world got better. Because that's not been the pattern of things lately, but we can hope, because it's free.
Here's to hope.
That's right. Here's to hope. And here is your episode description on this day of our Lord, June the 24th, which is a Wednesday in the year 2020. The Worms have returned to Night Vale, plus a new book club in town, spring Little League baseball tryouts, and an update on the search for 2 fugitives. Let's
talk about it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Did you know, first of all, did you know that I have to say it Wednesday to spell it correctly?
I do too.
I also do.
Cool,
True life.
Cool.
You're not alone.
Good. You are not oh, no, we can't sing that either. So
you could do Into the Woods. You are not alone.
Oh, I am here with you. Okay.
There you go.
That's good.
Let's all just do the rap. The witch's rap.
The one about the beans.
Double trouble.
She was riding through my rutabaga. Nope.
Right. The rutabaga and the turnips and the something. All right.
During my high school production of Into the Woods, that was a particularly cringe-worthy moment, was watching that actor try to perform that.
She was no Bernadette.
No. No.
Hey, you guys. So this one is about worms. First of all, worms are gross. But these ones are particularly horrible because they fly around and they drop trees onto cars and they spit venom and they eat stray cats. And then they leave large mewling pellets all about town. My note on this was, they're still alive? Yuck. Because if they're mewling, dead things don't mewl.
I was going to say...
Well, is that just gulped it down and pooped it out?
As we all know, dead things don't mule. But also...
Science.
This is that's basic science. But the other thing is, it's not really about the worms, is it? It's really about Cecil trying to get into the dog park to visit his boo.
No, of course.
He wants to visit his boo. I do like the worms as a
the big bad of the week.
It's like the background thing that's happening in the town. Like there's something huge happening in the background that could be catastrophic, that is the monster of the week, but really it's not about that. We've shifted the lens slightly to make it this very personal thing that's set against this backdrop of utter chaos. Sort of like inventing a fake romance on a famous shipwreck.
Oh, are you talking about
Titanic? I'm talking about Titanic. A movie I hate.
Door. Oh, do you hate the whole movie?
Do you know why?
Please tell us.
Because it's too long?
Here, let me tell you. Not even. But you are right. It is too long.
Okay.
There are tons of great stories of actual people who were on that boat. And instead, James Cameron made the shallowest, most basic love story that has been in 8 million different movies, 7,999,999 times better than this. And then all of a sudden, that immediately took me out of it. I was like, what about all the real people on the boat?
And the
Why
dogs.
do I have to care about these fake people? And the dog. What about all the dogs? What if it was about the talking dogs? What if it was...
The dogs to the Titanic. I'd
Homeward
green
Bound.
light it if I could.
Yeah. Oh. But anyway.
You're right. But I didn't like that movie because it was dumb.
I liked it.
No, it's fine. Hey. It's fine. I was just like...
I was a 11-year-old girl. What did I know of the cinema?
You were the right age.
You know, what did I know? I was the right age. Leo D, listen.
Yeah.
I was like in the Leo D wheelhouse. Like that was my world. So, yeah. So I was Titanic hit me at the right time. I can't say today or if I ever will watch the film again in my lifetime. I hope not, because it's long and life is not. So
very long. Shorter every day.
It's June 24th.
It's June 24th. And right now
it's a Wednesday.
6:28 p.m.
Yeah.
Pacific Standard Time.
The time of our Lord.
We haven't looked at our phones in 30 minutes, so who knows?
We're not checking the news. We are on Do Not Disturb mode for the next hour and a half while we record 2 episodes of this podcast. And sometimes that's good. Yeah. Sometimes it's good to just walk away from the news.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Just like Cecil wants to walk away from his job to take a vacation. He's never really, he hasn't taken a vacation for a very long time, and it hasn't been approved by station management. So he's on pins and needles about that.
And we find out later that it is, but let's build that up.
Spoiler alert.
He's so one track. Like the world is exploding outside. It's like very bad. And he's like, but what about the dog park? This could be a time to maybe take a look at that particular issue we have.
Yes.
While the world burns and is eaten by worms.
He's done that definitely before. Like when when he was first interested in Carlos, like he would interrupt the broadcast, whatever was going on, forget to tell people about stuff because he was preoccupied with whether he was going on a date or whether he should move in or that, or he wanted to talk about his life. So I mean, I feel like it's very in character for him to do that. But now there's much more stakes because they haven't seen each other in so long.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And Cecil's not one to necessarily buck the system or go against the grain. And he keeps talking about escaping into the, like, he is going to argue in tough.
Yeah.
Into the dog park.
We've established that Cecil has had enough with the long distance.
Yes.
And has had enough with the things that are in the way of his future with Carlos. So it's, at this point, there's not worms eating his city that could stop him from thinking about what he needs to do to get to Carlos. So that's so cool. A love so strong that, like, it really, the long distance really, I don't think I could dismiss the worms eating my city no matter how long Joseph and I had been apart. As much as I love him and he's my whole world, I just feel like I would still be concerned about I guess in Night Vale, things like worms and big bads are kind of normal. So it's easy to dismiss them. If there's a big bad that happens every day, then what does it matter? Like I can toss that away to deal with my own personal big bad.
And it's not been the first time that this has happened. Didn't he say like 28 years or something? 27 years. It's been since the last one. So it's not like it's never happened in Night Vale before. So maybe not in this generation, but they know how basically to deal with them. And that, we find that out later as well. But yeah, so I think the main issue for him is he wants to go to the dog park and just get out if he can. But we find out later that it's okay. You can just go if you want to. But let's talk about some of the other things that are going on in the town that he still continues to report on. Let's talk about me. How about that? I'll segue that way.
Please.
Come on, let's do it.
Our big Tamika scene, which is hilarious.
I love it. I love this one. I mean, they always write, it's always such fun to see how they incorporate her personality to what she's doing. And I think being at this hardware and discount pastries place is a perfect place to have a book club with Tamika Flynn, because there's weapons that are easily accessible.
Yeah.
And, you're going to have a lively discussion about a forbidden book, The Last Samurai, which she stole. Do you think the book caught on fire? Maybe. Because it's like heavily charred edition. It's like, okay, has it been through a war or did it get charred while she was borrowing it? I say with my quotation mark.
Well, we know about Tamika's history with the use of books.
Yeah.
So it potentially could be from her use of it. However, she does have a respect of books.
Right.
So I feel like she would take care of her items. But it is still usable.
Yes. Oh, right. You can obviously still read it. So maybe it's just like, it's just charred on the outside. I'm imagining a hardback book with a leather-bound hardback, and it's like got like a fireball blast on it.
Like a roasted marshmallow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still good and gooey on the inside.
Yeah, that's what the covers are for. They're there to take all the abuse.
Hey, that's why every book has a cover.
That's right.
Because the pages are so delicate and light. I love the Craigslist ad that we get in this episode.
Oh, yes.
The concept of like, we sold all your stuff. Craigslist.com.
Right. I also enjoy that. Do you buy things off of Craigslist or
have you ever? Yeah.
Anything from?
I've never done a Craigslist.
Okay. Do you think, 'cause I feel like it has like a reputation for being like, kind of can be sketchy, right?
Yes. I think that there's always the potential that you could be dismembered and eaten when you're trying to go look at a couch.
Right.
But that's just, I don't know. Maybe that's just the way I was raised. I feel like the children of the late 80s were like always taught like so much stranger danger that like, I don't know, that we are taught to always be afraid of strangers, even if they're just trying to sell you a couch.
Yeah, we're constantly. Everybody's trying. My mother would tell me when I was a kid, if we were at the mall, to not go too far, because somebody would grab me and inject me with a needle.
Wait, what?
And that's how I would be kidnapped. Is you get jabbed with a needle, and then that would knock you out. And that's how they abduct you.
I had heard that one as well, not from my mom, but from like a friend's mom, I think.
Right.
So
wow, that's wild.
Lots of the kidnapping things. It was like,
I guess my parents were like, "Don't run off," you know.
Don't run off. They just said, "Don't run off." They were like, "Just don't do it."
Because I was literally known for like, my mom was like huge pregnant with my brother apparently, and I was like 2 or something.
Right.
And I just like, we had to go in a store or a mall or something, and we got in, and she's like, "Okay, Symphony, like whatever, like." We're going to just go to this one store. And I apparently just took my coat off and then ran screaming down the hallway.
They're like, we got to run
away from my, I know, like, which is why I'm a proponent of leashing your child.
You're for leashing.
Some of them run away. What? If you don't, I don't know. I also pay attention to them.
Some of them run away.
There are kids who are more bolters than others, though. I do remember that.
They are. Mm-hmm. But it's not like choking them. It's a harness. It's totally safe. And it can be fun.
It just seems weird. It seems like
it's like a little backpack with a thing on it.
It just feels a little like you're reducing your child to, like, my child is an animal.
You're not walking. Well,
I mean, you strap them into a stroller, so... And that's not for it's not for their safety. It's for yours.
Little kings.
Yeah.
Push them around in a little chariot.
Yeah. Maybe they could be.
Are you a little gladiator? What have you done?
My sister takes my 2-year-old nephew for walks a lot. She'll call me when she's on a walk with him, and she'll be pushing him. And he just like sings the whole time at the neighborhood. He's just like at the top of his lungs, just like singing. And like interacting with the world, just while my sister like pushes him up like a deep incline hill, and he's just like singing through the hills.
He thinks he's in a musical.
Yeah,
and he's like, "This is what happens every day. I just get pushed around, and I get to sing and look at the butterflies, and I don't have to do anything. If I want to, I can take a nap."
Meanwhile, my sister, who's also like heavily pregnant, is like pushing him up a hill, like he's just like gesturing to nature and singing.
See, I like to imagine it as like Joey's neighbor and Friends. The one is morning's here, morning is here, sunshine is here. Like a child, I would love to see a child on with
a baritone voice.
Yeah,
just like
6-year-old child who's at a full on harness singing. Morning is here at 4:00 in the afternoon. Goodness. Then you're like, all right, there's a lot to unpack in what I'm looking at right now. I'm just going to accept it and move along.
That is so funny.
One of the things in this episode that I wanted to talk about was Cecil when he finally gets approved for his vacation time.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's like that feeling of going on vacation and when you're about to leave work, when you're about to leave a job you hate that's terrible. And it's like the last 15 minutes of the day and then you're off for like a week. And it's just like, whew, that feeling.
When you get to put that out of office notification and you're like, see ya, suckers.
Yeah, you're just like later days. The day I left my office, like my like last office job, and I like walked out of that office knowing that I had quit and being like, well, I guess maybe I'll get another real job one day, but I have to go take this gig, so I'm just going to try. And the feeling of walking out of the office that day was incredible. The like, I don't work here anymore.
Yeah. I long ago realized I'm not cut out for like most office work. I'm very good at it. I'm a super organized person usually, but I don't like it. I don't flourish. So I remember like that feeling of the last day that I worked I left and I was like, yes. I was scared out of my mind because I was going pretty much freelance. I was switching over to fitness full-time and acting full-time. And that was the scariest time of my life, but it was also the most exhilarating because like anything is possible when you have something like that to look forward to. And I think Cecil feels those possibilities and that hope.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah. There definitely is that sense of like when you're leaving a job, definitely a sense of escape, but you also can get that. Like I find the job that I've had, when I know I'm going on vacation, I become super productive. Like I get everything done that needs to get done. I work ahead, and then you have that stretch of time right before you go that becomes like senioritis, where you're like, all right, I'm watching the clock because I worked so hard to get so far ahead on everything that now I'm like, can I go? What if I left 5 minutes? What if I left 10 minutes early? What if I didn't come in? Who knows? What if I just took a month off? Who knows? But like that can creep in.
It's about to get wild.
The number of times, like I'd never really experienced like full senioritis until I was a senior, which for those of you kids out there is when you've been accepted to school and you've sort of done all your work and you just sort of like, it's sort of like, well, the point of high school is to get into college and I've gotten into college. So I can stop trying. Like you just sort of lose the will to do stuff. The number of times, and I thought like, this is really the only time I'm going to feel this. Maybe this and college. The number of times in your adult life that you get senioritis, that nobody prepares you for that.
No.
Nobody prepares you for that. It blows my mind.
It's like the last day of tour.
The last day of tour.
Where murder is legal.
the purge, the Night Vale purge. Mm-hmm. It's June 24th.
It's June 24th.
Can we talk, speaking of murder,
yes.
Hiram was out here also pretending to be Frank Chen, which is super hilarious and weird. And kudos to Cecil for his wonderful interpretation of Hiram McDaniels, normally done by Jackson Public. And It is fabulous. He does a really good job. And then, of course, the faceless old woman comes in and she tells it like it is.
She's so creepy when she comes in.
Yeah.
Because it's just like Cecil's just talking and he's like, I don't. And then all of a sudden she's there.
She's like, ask me what?
They really captured the idea of her, how she would enter a space and how you would get in touch with her. I really felt that.
I was literally sitting there and I was like, I was reading along, but I didn't look over. I hadn't looked over at the next page, and it took me by surprise too. And I felt like it was like someone saying it to you right behind your ear, you know, like coming up behind you and being like, "Ask me what?"
Yeah.
And you're like, ah!
Oh, you would hate that,
especially if that happened to you right now.
No.
Oh yeah. If that ghost came up.
Okay. Oh, shut up, you hateful people.
What if it's Casper, though? If a Casper ghost was there, would you be okay with it?
Like a nice ghost for what?
Yeah, Casper's a friendly ghost. It's the ghost of a mattress that you get in podcasts. That's the new Casper the Ghost.
You open the box and it's a whole person.
And then he expands into a whole person.
Oh my God.
But if it was a friendly ghost, yeah.
A nice ghost during quarantine seems like a nice thing to have. You have you have company. You don't have to worry about food or toilet paper. They're not going to be using that, but you still get the company of a person. Right. And if they're nice, you're not going to get sick from them. You can hang out. You guys can watch, whatever it is you watch on TV.
Like, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
I'll just watch TV.
Ghosts love TV, especially if they died before TV was a thing.
Oh my goodness. They'll go nuts. You can catch them up on everything.
Exactly. You can watch all of Seinfeld.
They're like, I'll be right back. They like put it up on the mirror. They're like, BRB, don't start the next Westworld without me,
I'm too busy haunting the next apartment.
Yeah. I'm hiding your neighbor's keys. BRB, please don't start the next Sex of the City without me. I haven't seen it.
I have to send shivers up the spine of the person on the next block over.
Can we watch MasterChef tonight?
Is it a haunting if it's a nice ghost?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's still haunted. It's not a different word when it's nice.
I'm going to still say it's haunted.
Sure. Because it's like haunting's like the presence of a ghost, right?
Okay. Because haunting in my head, like it's like negative. So it's like flickering on the lights or something. And I have to get my sleep. I can't be bothered with all that. I will banish you. But you know what? I do a lot of cleansing rituals in my house because I'm a little baby witch. So I probably don't have any things in my apartment.
Good. Well, I mean, unless you want that. But I mean, you're a baby witch. So if you wanted to conjure a spirit, you could work towards that.
I'm really just trying to do things like send like protection and like I just do like protection things. And like I charge my crystals in the moonlight, and collect rainwater so that I can do some nice spells. Nice. That's the theme of my house. Are you a nice spider? You can stay.
There are no nice spiders.
Are you a nice ghost?
I let the spider stay.
You know what? I let a spider stay because I was about to smash it and I followed it back to its home, basically, its web, and it had like little gnats in it. So I was like, oh, you're catching these gnats that are being pests to my plants.
They're doing the work. That spider's out there doing the work.
Right. So I can't be mad.
Who are you to say?
Yeah.
Who am I?
When it burrows into your eyeball while you're sleeping, then you'll be like, oh, I should have smashed it.
That never happened.
There was a kid in Jersey it happened to, for sure.
I speak on behalf of the entire Garden State, and it definitely never happened.
It was the same kid in the Kmart that found the rattlesnake in his sweater.
Yeah, but he had it coming.
Wait, what?
You never heard that one?
He had it coming. Somebody's just playing a prank on that one kid.
She still has a lot of bad luck with insects and reptiles.
Oh, yeah. Every bad urban legend you've heard happened to that kid. This is a very bad...
one.
That kid's a real klutz.
Born under a bad sign. He's got bad karma.
Popping back to the Cecil doing the Hiram voices again, though. Cecil's doing the Hiram voices. He does all of them, but it's the Hiram voices as Frank Chen. So there's that like third filter that comes across it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like Hiram it's Hiram pretending to be Frank Chen. Cecil's pretending to be Hiram pretending to be Frank Chen.
Yes. It is a good...
That must have been so fun to record.
It's very tough. I'm kind of curious how Cecil felt about it because it's real difficult. Those are hard voices to do.
Should we call him up? Like, hey, Cece. And he'll be like, I have no memory of recording that.
Do you want me to call him right now?
We'll call Cecil and he'll be like, I have no memory of recording that.
On the phone.
The anticipation.
I know, it's great.
When it goes to voicemail, this is going to be really great. Tell him he's on the air when he answers.
We'll cut it out. Hold on. He's probably watching a movie.
Hi, this is the voicemail.
See? Now we'll never know.
He said too much. Yeah, we'll never know. It's a challenge to do them, and he did pretty well.
Oh wait, he's calling me back.
Oh, he did.
Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Hi. Okay.
Hi.
Wait. Okay. We're recording Good Morning Night Vale right now.
Oh shit. Oh, sorry. I thought you did you butt dial me?
No, I called you on purpose because we were talking about worms and the part.
And just not in general, just you were just talking about worms.
We were talking about the episode Worms. And you do an impression of, you do Hiram McDaniels pretending to be Frank Chen.
Yeah.
First of all, chef's kiss.
Yes.
Kudos.
Oh.
It was so good. But we were talking about the nesting doll of acting that you had to do because it was like Hiram's voices, but also being Frank Chen. How did that... Can we ask you, how did that feel? This is guerrilla journalism right now.
Is this going out live? Is this going out live? Or podcast live?
We'll edit it.
You know what it is? I don't think about Frank Chen doing Hiram. I think about You know, like, that's the only way that I can do those voices any kind of justice is like, so what I would do is I would go back and I would listen to like some of the live episodes because I'm so not as good at accents as he is. So like I have to like, so I would like obsessively listen to him and then try and do the lines literally as best I could. So that is what it's a shit show fire, like dumpster fire impression of Jackson Pollock.
Well, thank you, bud. I will actually call you back another time. I love you very much.
We love
thank
you, Cece.
Bye. I love you.
We love you. Bye.
It's so funny. His approach is the exact same. I did the same thing because I made for that anniversary show that we did for Old Oak Doors. Because I had to do so many impressions of so many people, I made an audio reference. I cut together everybody's voice that I needed to do, and I would listen to it on a loop so that I could get it. Like that was the only way to go about it. Like I've learned, that was one of the first voiceover class I ever took was also a voice matching class. So there are people who are way better at it than I am at a variety of voices, and like keying in and how you listen to it a certain number of times. You don't even attempt it until you've listened to it for a certain amount of time so that you can get it in. And then it's figuring out sort of the musicality of it and then repeating it like inch by inch through like as you go through dialogue. So it's interesting that he did the exact same approach to it. That's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
It shows. He did the work. You can tell he did the work.
And frankly, it shows. Hal, you're very good at matching. There's a number of voices you can do.
Yeah, you do a great job.
Well, thank you. Yeah, some stuff I'm good at matching. Some stuff, like, you know, when you've done it long enough, when you get an audition, you spend some time with it and go like, oh, I'm not getting this. Thank you for sending it to me. I'm going to pass on this one. And then other times you're like, I got pretty close.
I feel like sometimes I can only do like one phrase of another voice before I start to like, and then I'm like, nah, it's gone.
Yeah, I can repeat stuff, but I can't create new, you know? Like I can say the word,
yeah.
like I can say Anthony, like Carmela Soprano says it, but I can't like talk about a trip to the supermarket as Carmela Soprano, you know?
Yeah.
You could do it.
If I tried.
It's a lot of work. It's just like, how much work are you going to put in?
Just to be funny on a podcast, you know?
Just to be able to do Carmela Soprano at the Acme.
Oh, the Acme.
The Acme. Or as my aunt would call it, the Acme. We're going to the Acme. Oh, Philadelphia.
Carm she definitely goes to the shop, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah, she wouldn't go to an Acme.
Acme. Well, if she's down the shore, she's going to go to an Acme.
Well, sure. You don't have a lot of choices.
That's what they have in LBI. That's what they have, is they have an Acme.
Oh, that's right. She would be LBI. She wouldn't be Atlantic City where I went.
No, it's specifically mentioned that she grew up going to LBI.
Oh.
And this is the Sopranos recap podcast that you're now on.
Welcome to the Criterion Collection. We are the Criterion edition of Welcome to Night Vale. That's what I thought of. I was thinking about that when you were doing the intro. I was like, yeah, we provide the commentary, some little known facts from behind the scenes. We'll call cast members just out of the blue.
And they will answer.
That's proof.
I came up with the name for our Good Morning Night Vale Sopranos recap show.
What's it called?
Oh, tell us.
It's called Woke Up This Morning. And that is the segment of this show where we talk about the Sopranos.
No.
And now we can move on. Maybe you could watch The Sopranos with your ghost, Symphony.
I've actually never seen The Sopranos, so
well, there you go. You could share it together with the ghost that's
quality
right behind
viewing
you.
with my personal Casper.
With your Casper. Well, I never saw The Sopranos. I died in 1897. I don't think that's what Casper sounds like, but that's what my Casper sounds like. I was pushed down a well by a factory foreman because there were no labor laws in the late 19th century. And I had to make vulcanized rubber for, stuff.
Wheelbarrows.
Even though that came out later, I think. I don't think there was vulcanized rubber in the late 19th century. They were trying to invent it, and then they pushed me down a well because they got frustrated. If only they'd waited. They could have made shoes.
That's why your spirit is unrested, because you didn't make it to vulcanized rubber.
Yeah.
Also, like, so happy for being a well kid.
Well, I'm not in it anymore. Get it? I said well. I didn't mean to, but I'm going to act like I did.
Well,
Quality.
When Ronald Reagan was president, I thought he was talking to me all the time because he said well a lot.
Wow.
That's what that reference is. Anyway, I better log off. I'm going to go get mad about how much it costs to have Penn State ice cream shipped to my... Why is it... Hold on. I want to say something. This is the section of the podcast where I yell at Pennsylvania food companies. Pennsylvania food companies. I'm from your state. In many cases, I'm from the very city from whence your food ships. Why would you just put a bunch of dry ice in the box, for goodness sakes? I'm not going to pay $90 to ship something that costs $50 to my home. At that point, why don't you just say, we're not going to sell it to you if you live in California, unless you are the dumbest of Californians, which guess what? I may have been born in the night, but I wasn't born last night. I'm talking to you, Pennsylvania General Store, and I'm talking to you, Penn State Creamery.
Tell him.
Home of the best ice cream on the entire planet. If you like Ben & Jerry's ice cream, guess where they learned how to make ice cream? They learned from Penn State. That's right. They took their mail-in, their correspondence ice cream making course, and that's how Ben & Jerry's was born. So you're welcome, and shame on you. Shame on you. We are Penn State, indeed.
You are one of the shining suns of the state of Pennsylvania.
You know, when they did an article in the Philadelphia Inquirer about Philadelphia area celebrities on Cameo that you should check out, I was in the also included section. And that ain't nothing.
Also included. I
so
love
maybe
that.
pick up the tab on that shipping. Huh?
Yeah. I mean, I think not since Ben Franklin has there been such an influential figure from the state of Pennsylvania, from the city of Philadelphia.
Yeah. And Ben Franklin's from Boston. He doesn't even count. I'm number one now. He gets to be number two to me.
And for you to be treated that way, by your home state, but when you're trying to procure a food, which on this podcast is a sacred thing.
It is sacred and holy. And with that, we go to the weather. Up next, we hear from fans and friends of the podcast about their theories, comments, and questions. But first, a conversation about this episode's weather. This episode's weather was Little Black Star by Hooray for the Riff Raff. I really like this song. It started out kind of like slow and folky. Mm-hmm. And it built, and I'll tell you what, I love a fiddle.
Sure.
And they was fiddling, and I loved it.
They're an Americana band out of New Orleans. This is off of their 2012 album, which was called Look Out Mama. And it's an album that I listen to a lot. I should just know what it's called. It's a big fan. Joseph Fink is a big fan of this song. He plays it a lot. Played it a lot, definitely during these times.
Yeah.
Hooray for the Riff Raff is fronted by Alinda Segarra. And Alinda from the Bronx, moved down to New Orleans, started a band. And this is their music. This song is actually a cover of a song that was previously recorded by Jacob Niles in the early 20th century. And he's a white guy, and it was like his take on like African American music of the time. And so like he like kind of does it in a really affected, like almost blackfacey way. But
wow.
Anyway, but this is their recording of it, which is, I think they've taken out some of the weird stuff about it and kind of made it a bop, and were able to reshape the song and honor it in a way that is, I don't personally find offensive. So
I didn't find it offensive either. And I think that's why because I was like, there's something familiar about this song to me. Like I felt like I had heard it before, but I wasn't sure if I had heard it because we had played it in the car when we were driving around.
Probably.
Or also it was something that I had heard the tune before. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And since you said it was early in the 20th century, it might have been something, but like, you know, I appreciate when people are able to take an old shit song and make it new and better. And I thought this was a happy, reverent song.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's a piece of Americana that I think that they honor with their performance of it.
Right.
And Hooray for the Riff Raff is a really cool band, really good on social justice issues, and really, really cool music. I think that they just released an album, I want to say. So go check them out. They will be touring again, I'm sure, when everyone else is touring again.
One day. Hal, what'd you think?
I loved it. Knowing that background, it's always interesting to me to see, like, sometimes a song is a good song, and you don't realize it until you strip out all the racist shit.
Yeah.
From like the first time it was done, and there are ways to reclaim pieces of. I don't know if this is appropriated culture. I mean, it was obviously recorded in a way that was attempting to appropriate culture. It was just highly offensive originally. But sometimes you can take the underlying idea of the song, like this is a piece of American culture, and we can strip out those terrible elements and come away with something that's a lot better. I wouldn't have known that it wasn't a song that they'd written themselves, because it didn't carry it carried like zero stigma to me. But I also have the benefit of not knowing. Had I known, I might have been like, oh, that was an interesting choice of a song to do, but also like way to go to sort of take it away from where it had been originally, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's all sorts of songs that we sing like as children and stuff that have like fucked up racial undertones to them. And we don't even recognize as kids or whatever, or like the words have been changed to be not offensive or whatever. It's like the whole like two little monkeys jumping on the bed, one slipped off and bumped his head. Like there's like a version where there's like the N-word instead of whatever, and that is what they're referencing. It's just like, oh, you didn't realize that was something like that, but it's been changed. People are like, oh, well, that's tasteless. Let me go back and move that around. And even like, this wasn't like specifically about race, but like, remember when we were listening to Dolly Parton's America, and they were talking about the song that this woman had been dragged down to the river and like beaten to death or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh shit, like people have been singing fucked up songs for a long time, and having someone to be able to be like, okay, well, let me just like remaster this for a current time to maybe have some sort of poignance now, or just be a fucking bop.
I just think it's a joyful expression of it. And so the Jacob Niles, the guy who is recorded it first, we don't know if he wrote it or if he had heard it somewhere else, and it's a kind of an apocryphal origin, but we do have recordings from the early 20th century of this guy doing it. But I feel like Hooray for the Riff Raff makes it something that's joyful and is like kind of celebrating blackness. I feel like my baby's a little black star. Like I feel like that's such a fun, joyful black statement, right? Like,
yeah, I love that.
So anyway, anywho.
Well, that's good. We like it.
We like it.
We have agreed to like it.
I'm starving, you guys.
Oh, do you feel like Italian?
Yeah, I think I could go for that.
I have a huge, sizzling, smoking, steaming FanZone Calzone. Meg, does that sound good to you?
Sounds delish.
Stay right there. Good Morning Night Vale will return after a brief break.
All right, let's dig in. Kristen writes, please have Hal read this out if it's not too much trouble. All right. Dear Meg, Symphony and Hal, I was wondering about Cecil's radio show from an in-universe perspective. Does it have a title, do you think? How often does it air and at what time? I was thinking Monday through Friday, probably around 9 p.m., with the occasional exception. Is the radio show mandatory listening for all citizens? Seems like it would be, especially since several different groups use the broadcast to distribute their propaganda. And what other programs use the same studio when Cecil's not doing his show? He sometimes mentions another program coming up next. Question for all of you. Of these one-off program mentions, what are your favorites that you can remember? Thanks for the podcasts, Kristen Kelly, who writes into We Got This more than anybody else.
Oh.
And has a lot of information about Mark Gagliardi. Hello, Kristen. Thank you for listening to this podcast as well. I honestly cannot remember off the top of my head a single up next. I think the thing I would address is that I think Night Vale is a town where you can't straight sort of one-to-one it with the world in which we live, where we'll get information off of the internet or off of television a lot quicker than we will the radio. This is a place where radio is probably the most dominant media. So that's what has everybody's attention. I don't know if they are forced to listen to it, but I think maybe it's a habit. It's like you turn on the radio and you listen when the community show comes on that tells us everything. This is how we're going to get the information of everything going on in our community. It's local news. So that's my feeling about it. What about the two of you?
My favorite up next is the podcast Wait, Don't, No, Please Don't.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, the Night Vale version of Wait, Don't Tell Me. So that famous NPR show. So that one always made me laugh. And when I was doing book tour events with Joseph and Jeffrey, a couple times I've made the game, like a Jeopardy style game called Wait, Don't, No, Please Don't, where we would play with an audience member. Like I would do the like Night Vale trivia and stuff like that. And that was the game. So I have like
cute.
Exists somewhere in my house is like a big, huge like Jeopardy style board that says Wait, Don't, No, Please Don't. And we would play it at book tour events with fun little Night Vale trivia questions. And they would there was a category where Joseph and Jeffrey would play against a fan, remembering stuff about the show, and the fans would always beat them. Because we'd be like, in what episode was this, this thing happened? And the fan would know instantly. Joseph and Jeffrey would be like, I don't know, man. We wrote 190 of these things. So that's my favorite up next.
I can never remember them either, but I'm always amused by them. I feel like there's like been like the ones where it's like, where you have to think about yourself, where it's like, up next is like basically like silence so that you can think about what you've done type things, or like think about your life. Those ones always affect me the most, but I'm always amused by them. I don't know off the top of my head, but speaking of in perspective of what we think, how often the show airs, I feel like it airs once a week in my head because he's talking about the community calendar and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, he's telling what's happening in the upcoming week. And sometimes he'll be like, oh, you remember when this happened, and it'll be like in the last, I don't know, for some reason, it just in my head. That's my head canon. You don't say mind canon.
That sounds like a Marvel superhero. I'm mind canon.
My mind canon. Yeah, but mandatory but I agree with you, Hal, that it's it's pretty much their only form of like kind of entertainment, and the broadcast of like their weekly news or whatever is pretty important. But that's how it works inside my head. Thanks, Kristen. Next up in the Calzone, we have Shelby. Shelby writes, "Hey there, fellow humans," with a parentheses question mark. I'm a human, I think, most of the time. A real human girl, I promise. Continuing on. It's me, your girl. Hey, Shelby. First off, I just want to say I love this show, and that Welcome to Night Vale has basically changed my life since it was introduced to me by an old friend of mine. I'm constantly on the lookout for other fans, and I'm always telling others of the strange world of Night Vale. Second, I have a headcanon for station management. I imagine each member of station management to look like smoky wandering figures, kind of in the shape of No Face from Spirited Away, but without the mask and with a more smoky appearance. They also have white glowing eyes with their misty black bodies. I also imagine that station management is made up of 3 to 5 figures, and they all travel as a group throughout the broadcast building. I would love to hear your thoughts on my very first headcanon. A fan for many more years to come, Shelby D. Hey, thanks, Shelby. We always love to hear a mind cannon.
Mind cannon.
In my head, I love your description. I do think of them as wispy, but I also imagine tentacles somewhere in there. And that it's one being, I imagine there's lots of like multi-headed beings in Night Vale. I feel like a lot of the city council is like a mashup of limbs and body bits. And the station management is very similar, but more, like you said, smoky. I like that. But with tentacles flailing out occasionally. What do you guys think?
I definitely can see the like No Face from Spirited Away being like an influence in my headcanon. I've seen it that way. But then also I sometimes feel like station management isn't so much like people-like, but more like thing-like. So it's like an orb that screams, you know, or like a black box that has like a horrible sound emitting from it.
Interesting. I always thought of the Dementors from the film version of the Dementors, which is kind of similar, I think, to what Shelby is describing. Mm-hmm. I like the glowing eyes. I like the wispiness. Yeah. Some reason I think there's a giant wolf in there somewhere. I feel like there's a giant wolf that is one of the, maybe like the head of finance or something.
It's a respectable mind cannon.
That's in my mind cannon. I fired that out of my mind cannon and into your ear shields.
Next up, we hear from Kit. Kit writes to us, hello. I've written in before with a headcanon. Mind cannon. Re Cecil, British accents, and the pronunciation of Carlos. Also, I have a secondhand headcanon, mind cannon, that I'm going to add in as a PS at the bottom of this email. Thanks for the warning. But I had to write again because I recently remembered something that I think y'all need to see. Here's the backstory. About 5 years ago, long before I started listening to Night Vale, while cleaning out one of the many junk-filled rooms in my grandma's house, I came across a painting. See attached. As far as anyone could figure, it was painted by one of my uncles as a young man, sometime in the 1970s, and then left behind at the house, where it lived happily for a very long time because my grandma was genetically incapable of throwing things away. It's a pretty large piece for what it is, about 18 by 24, or a little larger, done in acrylics on canvas. My dad has a ton of siblings, none of whom have ever owned up to painting this treasure, and it's not signed, so we don't know who painted it. The painting is glorious, and that's in all caps. It's painted in shades of purple and shows two women, one in a white turtleneck sweater. The woman on the left is blonde, and the one on the right has long brown gray hair. It's an okay painting for a young guy who's not a painter and is just starting out. The purples have a sort of dreamy quality, and the whole thing is sort of gently blurry, like a soft focus lens. It's no great triumph of art, but it's fine. My uncle ran into one major problem while painting, though. He was not so good at painting human faces. It's clear he tried. If you look close, you can see the outlines of some very misshapen noses and a blocky eye, but it didn't work out. So he painted over the faces and left it just like that. Then he tucked his masterpiece away and forgot about it. Anyway, that's how I came to have a painting of the faceless old woman who secretly lives in your home. She's the woman on the right, obviously. My brother, my dad, and I spent at least 18 months sneaking this painting into each other's homes, workplaces, and vehicles as an ongoing prank. Though somebody, Dad, lost track of it. Thanks for being amazing and for making my commute infinitely better. Kit. And here is the PS with the other headcanon, mind cannon. Within, at most, 6 weeks of Carlos's arrival into Night Vale, Cecil has managed to become totally fluent in Spanish to impress/cozy up to him. But Carlos is like second or third generation and only speaks a tiny bit of Spanish, just when visiting family, because his grandma is pretty traditional. When Carlos brings Cecil home to meet his fam. He's totally nervous that his grandmother will just hate Cecil, and he frets about it. But it turns out that she just goes crazy for Cecil almost immediately. And from that point on, every time they visit, Cecil spends hours chatting in Spanish with Carlos's grandmother. She just flippin' adores Cecil, to the point Carlos is pretty sure she actually likes Cecil better than him. She and Cecil watch telenovelas and play cards and go bowling and cook and generally have a fantastic time together. Carlos suspects that they talk about him a lot. He is correct.
Oh.
Thank you so much, Kit. So I've included in our, I've included this gorgeous painting. I will put it on the Night Vale Patreon, on the Good Morning Night Vale Patreon. I will put it not walled off in any way so that all of you can see it when you visit the page when this episode comes out. But Kit, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you to your family for preserving that artifact. Also, I really do love your adorable headcanon about Cecil learning Spanish and Carlos not actually knowing Spanish all that well, and Cecil and Carlos's grandma forming a lovely friendship.
That's nice. I love a nice abuela.
I can't stop staring at the picture because the eyes
it's freaky. Yeah, you can see it. You can see it like just under. It's like kind of like bluish. It's like,
well, and the one eye is like way above where the other eye is. It's like Sloth from Goonies.
I will say that maybe one of them isn't the faceless old woman, but both of them are the faceless old woman, but just like kind of that 80s style, like Sears photo style.
Oh,
where
yeah, where it's like the
two images kind of smushed together. Like,
yes.
So I think they're both the faceless old woman, but just in different poses.
Yeah, where you're looking off one way and then like looking.
It's like the cover of a Carpenter's album.
It's wonderful.
Love it.
You would definitely have a ghost in your house if you hung this painting up.
Maybe not a friendly ghost.
I just have it on my computer screen, and I feel like there's a ghost in my house right now that wants to watch Welcome Back, Kotter.
Wait, I am gonna save this photo on my computer. This could be a cursed image.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Probably a good idea.
Well, thank you everyone for listening and for joining us on the June 24th, 2020. Next episode is Best Of? ? And we are excited to do it for you. We're going to record that next on still this June the 24th. So it'll be 2 weeks for you, but no time for us. And that's how time works. And as always, it's night out, but good morning, Night Vale. Good morning. Good Morning Night Vale is a Night Vale Presents production. It is hosted by Symphony Sanders, Hal Lublin, and Meg Bashwiner. It is edited by Grant Stewart and mixed by Vincent Cacchione. It is produced by Meg Bashwiner. Theme music by Disparition. Special thanks to our fans who submitted their thoughts this week. Leave us a voicemail at 929-277-2050 or email us at info@goodmorningnightVale.com to share your theories and ask questions, or to show us just how cute you look wearing your mask. This show is powered by our patrons, like Brian Sullivan, Mark Aycock, Nick Olivis, Carter, and Nikki Webb. If you are interested in supporting the show in exchange for lots of fun, exclusive, hyper cool kid content, like our upcoming FanZone Calzone live stream, check us out at patreon.com/goodmorningnightVale. For more information on this show, go to goodmorningnightVale.com and follow us on Facebook and on Twitter at Night Vale Chat. Special thanks to Joella Knapp, Jeffrey Craner, and Joseph Fink. Today's adverb is electorally, a great way to honor Shirley Chisholm, America's first Black woman elected to Congress, and the first Black candidate for a major party's nomination for president, is electorally. Make sure you are registered to vote and have a plan to vote on Election Day.